Good morning. Welcome to Optimal Frequency. I'm Grant. I talk to spirits here at my house using sources of white noise like the running kitchen faucet. I then use an artificial intelligence that removes the sound of the running water, and that leaves behind only the spirit responses, and they always give me crazy good answers. I have been on a kick lately doing these videos where we're looking into unsolved murders and disappearances and or murders that were deemed accidents, etc., that we kind of figure are not. So today's video number 5 in that series, and I've given this one some thought. I'm not real comfortable doing this one, but I'm going to do it anyways because I think that she needs some justice and we need to hear from the spirits. We're looking into the 1996 murder case of JonBenet Ramsey. So a little 6-year-old girl. It's a touchy subject. This was big news, like I said, back in the 90s. Very big news because her body was found in her parents' house. She never left. The kidnapper slash murderer apparently killed her there. But, they never did charge the parents. And as a parent myself, looking back, and of course, my kids were born around that time. It's horrible to think that, right? Obviously. But I remember watching videos and interviews with the parents in it, and I thought, at that time, now I have to reacquaint myself with the case and look back into it and do some research here, but I remember thinking that that poor woman, the mother, was innocent and she had nothing to do with that child being murdered in that house. So let's ask the spirits for some information on this, see if we can get to the bottom of this and maybe get some closure for JonBenet Ramsey.
VB EMF pump. We're doing it. I find that it does kind of help. I think it helps. Setting that to 50. I'm going to put that over by the sink. I do have 2 pages of questions written out on the JonBenet Ramsey case. So let's put this over here. And as you can see, I've got the rebuilt, revamped, back to its original form kettle fountain here, which I really like the fact that this is attached now. It's so much more stable. And then today I'm not going to go with the sugar bowl. I'm going to go with one of Robin's old cookie jars from when she was a kid. Let's see how the echo is out of the ceramics on this thing. Okay, so lots of questions today. Let's just jump right into it. Get some water going here.
Good morning, spirits. Hope everyone is doing well. Spoke to my team, I did my prayer, and I do want to acknowledge to the camera right now that, as I said to my team, for some reason I have an uneasy feeling about this session and I just don't like it. And I don't know, there's something there that I don't like. I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what this feeling is I'm having? JonBenet Patricia Ramsey was an American child beauty queen who was killed at the age of 6 in her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. A long handwritten ransom note was found in the home. Her father, John, found the girl's body in the basement of their house about 7 hours after she had been reported missing. She had sustained a broken skull from a blow to the head and had been strangled. A garrote was found tied around her neck. The autopsy report stated that JonBenet's official cause of death was asphyxia by strangulation associated with craniocerebral trauma. Her death was ruled a homicide. Why did this happen to this little girl, JonBenet? There were 4 people in the house that night. Was it one of the other 3 family members that killed JonBenet? Did an intruder break into that house that night? If it was an intruder, how come the family members didn't hear that person come into the house? Did the parents know who did this to their little girl and then they covered it up? I want to go down right now and visit my daughter. Now that's a weird message because I know the mother is dead and crossed over. I'm not sure if the father is. I'll have to Google that. Maybe I should have Googled that before I started this conversation. But my thought is, because if the daughter's dead, which obviously she is, and the mother's dead, which obviously she is, why are they not together? So maybe they are together, which I do ask later in the session. I haven't got that far. I don't know what the answer is yet. But back to this message that we just got. Is this something that her mother would have said when they discovered the body in the basement because the father discovered it? So is she telling us what she said at that time? Like, I want to go down right now and visit my daughter. The Boulder police initially suspected that the ransom note had been written by Patsy and that the note and appearance of JonBenet's body had been staged by her parents in order to cover up the murder. In 1998, the police and district attorney both said that JonBenet's brother Burke, who was 9 years old at the time of her death, was not a suspect. JonBenet's parents gave several televised interviews but resisted police questioning except on their own terms. In October of 2013, unsealed court documents revealed that a 1999 grand jury had recommended filing charges against the Ramseys for permitting the child to be in a threatening situation. John and Patsy were also accused of hindering the prosecution of an unidentified person who had committed the crime of murder in the first degree and child abuse resulting in death. However, the DA determined that there was insufficient evidence to pursue a successful indictment. Did JonBenet's brother Burke have anything to do with the murder? Were JonBenet's parents standoffish with the police and in their interviews because they knew something, or because they were afraid of false accusations? Just want to interject here at this part because as I'm editing this, I'm listening to these messages and I can hear them talking and I can hear a lot of what they're saying, but it's very staticky. And I believe that's because of the cookie jar that I used this time, right? But I'm experimenting. I'm trying to make it better every time. So a few videos back, I had the kettle fountain on one side and I had the kettle on the other side. That video I noticed was just too echoey, too loud. It was hard to hear. It was hard to decipher. This, again, is hard to hear, but in a different way. So the best thing I have found so far is kettle fountain on the left, sugar bowl on the right. I'm going to keep experimenting to try and make it clear, so I apologize. It's not as clear as it could be, but I think, well, hopefully you can hear the answers as well that I'm putting on the screen because I am hearing them. If the parents were truly innocent, How could a grand jury find them guilty of allowing the child to be in a threatening situation when all they did was put their kids to bed for the night? And there was no actual suspect, so how could the grand jury determine that they were guilty of anything at that point? Did the police focus too much on the parents? Oh, has it got to the top of the cookie jar? Then the bubbling sound just stopped because it just evened right out. I'm going to empty that. Oh, we were foiled by the cookie jar on this one, so this is going to be 2 parts because it's turning into like a 23-minute long video here. I'm almost done editing the second half. It's just getting too long. People don't like it when it's too long. So, again, I apologize for the cookie jar, but that's part of what I do here is I experiment, right, to try and get better sound. So this definitely was not a better sound, although I will tell you that as I'm deep into the second half right now, it does get more clear. Not as clear as it could be, but I can still hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. So again, apologize for the sound, but we are getting answers. There's some things in here that do make me question the way the police handled this investigation, etc. They were really focused on those parents from what I remember. And everything I'm getting along here is telling me that those parents were innocent, which I felt way back then when I watched it the first time. So anyways, I'm not going to make you guys wait too long. I just have to finish editing the second part. This is the 3rd day. You can tell by my shirt, right? It takes a long time to put this together, so I want to get these to you as fast as I can. So tomorrow, if you like, check in. Part 2 will be up then, and then you can finish watching this episode. Thanks for joining in.